Winnie. Hey guys, this is Eva from Exercise for Injuries and Lifelong Wellness. That is my buddy Winnie right there. He's really excited to see me after my bike ride. What I want to talk to you guys about today is 8 exercises and stretches, mobility stretches you can do for your hips, your knees, your glutes, your quads, your spine after a bike ride. So whether you're riding your bike indoors in a Peloton on an app like Zwift or TrainerRoad, or you're outside riding your bike and enjoying the beautiful sunshine and the fresh air, you have to stretch and you have to kind of work on some mobility for your body so you can stay injury free and you're able to go back riding your bike without having any issues. Okay, so I just finished riding my bike. Reason why I think it's important to do these mobility stretches right after you're done your riding your bike is your muscles are obviously warmed up, you're still in your kit, and if you go back and you sit on the couch and have a beer or have a coffee, it'll be hard for you to get back onto a yoga mat or into the backyard to actually do these essential stretches and mobility exercises. So I'm going to show you what they are, okay? And look at this, there's a foam roller right beside the tree, wouldn't you know it? Okay, so one of the first things that I'll do is to roll out my quads. So quads are a very dominant muscle group, and what happens is whenever they get really tight, they pull things out of alignment. So whether they pull our knees, we have knee pain, IT band pain, patellofemoral pain, hip pain. Sometimes it is because our quads are really tight, they're bossy muscles. So rolling them out is super important, and you just go back and forth and roll and just kind of find the little spots that are a little bit tight. Sometimes you want to turn your knee a little bit on the side and get the inside of your adductor and just kind of find those muscle fibers that kind of get stuck together, okay? Another thing that helps with tight muscles is making sure you stay hydrated. So drink a lot of water and ensure that you actually have the fluid to stay hydrated for your muscles, okay? The next thing while I'm here is to roll my gluteus minimus. So our glutes are obviously an essential muscle group for riding our bike, especially climbing hills. And whenever our glutes get tight, they can pull our IT band and our like a patella out of alignment, and we can end up having IT band pain. So I cross one leg over, and then I just kind of roll back and forth and find the little areas that are a little bit tight. My glute med tends to be tight, sometimes my TFL, my tensor fasciitis, and go back and forth, breathe into it. It should feel like a delicious discomfort. That's kind of how I think of when I foam roll. Okay, so I worked on my glutes, or my quads, my glutes, and now I'm going to roll out my spine and just kind of open up the front body, the upper body. So I'll go back onto the foam roller, bring it up underneath your back. Feels so good on the vertebrae. And then while you're here, you can just lay it back down. I keep my helmet on so I can keep my head supported. Otherwise, it just kind of, my head falls back and my neck hurts. And I just sit here for a few seconds, breathing and allowing my arms to fall to the side and my chest to be nice and open. Cycling and riding a bike, you tend to be hunched over, especially if you're tense, and this allows you to kind of open everything up, okay? So once I'm done that, I go to work on my hip flexors. So again, hip flexors, your abdominal, your obliques, they tend to get tight because you're sitting in a seated position as you're riding a bike. So I will do a downward dog. So I press into my hands, nice firm hands, firm feet, and then I tighten my core. I lift one leg up, so in this case it's my right leg, and I drop it to the other side. I look and gaze underneath my right arm as my right leg is up, and I feel the stretch from my quad, my hip flexor, my obliques, and abdominals. Bring it back down. Inhale. Exhale. Hold it here for a bit. You will always notice one side there's tighter than the other. So I notice, because we're obviously, symmetry, like we're not symmetric, right? Symmetry is kind of an illusion. So it's hard to maintain a perfect alignment and balance in both hips, both knees. So I notice sometimes my right hip a little bit tighter than my left, or my left and my right, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is go on to my front, and I will do what it's called the cobra. So I take a deep breath, put my arms right by my ribs over here, I take a deep breath, and then just lift, and I have nice firm hands. My elbows are pulling my back together, like back together, and I make sure that I'm not wearing my shoulders as earrings. So I pull them down, nice firm dynamic pose. I do that a couple of times, and while I'm nice and kind of dirty and muddy, I go into what I call the like a happy baby deep squat. So feet nice and wide, my elbows are pointing to the side, and I sit nice and tall and breathe, elongate that spine. This feels so good for the hips, so important for mobility, and whether you, even if you run or hike or you walk, this is such a great stretch, okay? So I sit here for a little bit and breathe into it, and then the last one that I'm going to do, it's called 90-90 stretch, or they're called windshield wipers. So I basically just allow my hips and my knees to fall side to side. It feels really good in my hip socket. And those are the lower ones. And then the last one that I do, it's called a thread the needle. So it's for my thoracic area. Again, when you are riding a bike, you're hunched over. So you go on your all fours, you lift one arm up, inhale, and exhale, thread through. And then the other side. And there you go. So you can do whatever feels good for you, whether it's like 20-30 seconds, 3 or 4 times each side, whatever feels good for you. The important thing here is that you're riding a bike, whether you're indoor or outdoors, getting fresh air, getting exercise, moving your body, flushing out the lymphatic system, and working on your cardiovascular fitness, feeling good. At the end, just make sure that you stretch and work on mobility so you can stay injury-free, and you can get back out riding a bike, walking, hiking. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Emma from Exercise for Injuries and Lifelong Wellness. Be sure to subscribe, as we have weekly videos that we drop in, and we want you to keep tuning in. Thank you and have a great day.